Hello, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the HeroesCCL. I am your caster for today, Tetcher, using the HeroesCCL co-streamer program, and welcome to my stream. I am Tetcher. It's time for some fun games. Before we start, if you're watching this on YouTube, then if you enjoy the cast today, then there is a full playlist of all the other games except for week 6. I haven't got round to those yet because I had a full PC meltdown during that week, but I was able to get it working, obviously, for this week, so feels good. Brushing off all the pain. Feels bad when it died. It felt horrible. But we're alive. But if you want to support, there is a donate link below the YouTube video, and also if you're watching on stream, below the stream, there is also a link to my Humble store, so that you can check that out. If you buy anything on Humble Bundle through my affiliate link or the Humble store, I get a little bit of a kickback, so if you want to buy some games, there's the place to do it. And of course, if you're watching on YouTube, you can become a YouTube member, and you can support me that way by jumping in and saying, hey, I'm going to give you 99 pence a month, or £1.99 a month. Become my second ever member if you want to support the channel. If you're watching on Twitch, subs, donations, all very appreciated. Sub with Twitch Prime. Feels good. Costs you nothing extra to support the channel. Now that the shameless selling is out the way, let's talk about the games we have going on today, as I'm looking at the clean feed and seeing it looking real jank. I'm hoping they haven't bunged it up today, which they have in the past. But let's talk about the games we have going on today. So, we're going to be starting off. This is, by the way, the last week of play before the playoffs. After these games are over, it will all our positionings for playoffs will be set. Feels hype, man. Feels very hype indeed. Big excitement. G2H Infi, thank you very much for the sub. Very appreciated. Welcome to the stream, and thank you very much. I believe, unless that's a resub, does look like it. So yeah, we should be up to 106. Our goal is 150 subs before Christmas. I know it's only 5 days less, so it's 10 subs a day, and I won't be streaming every day. So the odds are pretty not likely, but we can hope. Apparently, it's 107, so it looks like I've found another sub somewhere. Thank you, Twitch statistics. But either way, our first game for today, we will be commentating 30k versus Granit Gaming. Now, this is quite a hype one because this will decide potential positions when it comes to the playoffs. 30k, if you watched my cast yesterday, where I casted with Michael Udall, their hope that Simplicity beat Oxygen Esports did not come to pass, so Simplicity cannot enter those top 3 teams, and as such cannot skip the ladder phase of the playoffs. They are stuck. The top 3 is set. Crowd Control, Wild Hearts, and Oxygen are in the top 3. The positioning of those can still change. We'll talk about that in a second. Daddy Do Disco, thank you for the raid. Welcome. Here they come. Welcome, lads and ladettes. But yes, we'll start off 30k versus Granit Gaming. This can change positioning. Granit Gaming currently sitting at 10 and 14. 30k sitting at, thank you very much indeed, 30k sitting at 13 and 11. This means that if 30k don't score a map and lose 3-0 to Granit Gaming, then Granit Gaming will move up and take that 4th place position, and then it will all depend on how well Sidestep Kings do in series number 2. If 30k win a single map, they will have a maximum of 14 wins, and a maximum of 14 losses. Sorry, a minimum of 14 wins and a maximum of 14 losses. This will still keep them ahead of Granit Gaming no matter what happens, because the maximum map score Granit Gaming can get is a -1. That is the maximum score they can get. So, that is how 30k stays ahead. If they win one map, they stay ahead of Granit Gaming. Let's talk about the other matchup that we'll be commentating later today. Wild Heart Esports versus Sidestep Kings. Now, this one is going to be interesting because it will decide a lot. If Sidestep Kings are able to beat Wild Heart Esports, then there is a chance that Wild Heart Esports will drop below Oxygen. In fact, no matter what happens, if Sidestep Kings beat Wild Heart Esports, then they will drop below Oxygen. That is just how it will be, no matter what happens, because they will have at least a -1 on map ratio, and they will fall behind Oxygen Esports. If Wild Heart Esports win, no matter what score, they stay in 2nd seed ahead of Oxygen. So Wild Hearts, if they win, they go into seconds. If they lose, they move to third. Sidestep Kings, on the other hand, they are looking for a higher score as possible. Right now, they're on a -2 map score. If they score a 3-0, they will move up, and they'll be in a good position to try and overtake 30k again. Depends how many maps are lost by 30k. So it all comes down. This first match is going to decide a lot. If 30k, for example, won this series in a 3-2, their score would be 16 and 13. So they would have a +3 map score. Sidestep Kings would not be able to catch up to them if that was the case. If 30k only scored a single map and then lost, they would be 14 and 14, as we already discussed. This is assailable by Sidestep Kings if they 3-0'd Wild Hearts. They would be on a 14 and 13, giving them a +1. So this is doable for Sidestep Kings, but they've got quite the mountain to climb, and they have to do it against the current seeded number 2 team. We'll see if they're able to do it. It's going to be up to 30k for starters to decide this. A lot of the position changes here happen if one team 3-0s another. But again, 30k, they need 1 map to be safe from Granit Gaming, 2 maps to be safe from Sidestep Kings. If they get 2 maps, their highest score will be 15, and they will be unassailable by Sidestep Kings, as their highest score is 14. Excuse me. So, there we go. Let's see how they do. Let's get this go. We'll be getting into this as soon as possible. Wait, hang on. I need to do some maths here. So hang on. If 30k took 2 maps and then lost 3, they would be on 15 and 14, which would give them a +1. If Sidestep Kings won 3-0, then they would be on 14 and 13, which is a +2. No, that's a +1 as well. And then it will go down to versus. Okay, so 30k wouldn't be safe in theory if they did 3-2, if they went 2-3. If they went 2-3, it would come down to versus score, and in the versus, I believe 30k won. Let's check that. Yes, they did 3-2 in week 6. So there we go. 30k, they are safe. So 30k will in fact be safe if they go 3-2. No matter what happens, if 30k win at least 2 maps, they are safe in 4th seed. Sidestep Kings, they just need to create some distance between themselves and Granit Gaming. And Granit Gaming, they want as many maps as possible to creep themselves onto the board. Feels good. So we're waiting for our clean feed to start the game for us. And we'll be able to jump in. Should be fun, should be entertaining. I'm excited. I hope you're excited as well. Also, if anyone's looking for a Christmas gift, this is available in the Tetcher merch store, linked below. It's currently being eaten by the green screen. Hang on, let me show you what it looks like without the green screen on, so you can see how screwed up my green screen is quickly. Here's what it looks like without the green screen on. You can see it's a beautiful piece of artwork that is available on t-shirt form that you can get on the Tetcher merch store, linked below. Make sure you check that out. Say hello whilst you're there. And I don't know if it'll be there in time for Christmas. I don't know how well Streamlabs delivers, but it's a very comfy shirt. The design is gorgeous. It's by the HOTS High Lord, Alarak of the Storm. So it is available for you if you're looking for some fancy Heroes-themed Christmas presents. It's got some very familiar faces on it I think you might like. So, where's our game? I am hype. We have lots of delays. I assume the mainstream is delaying because they're talking about how hype everything is and how exciting everything is. They're the best that they can do. So, I'm excited as well. We've already talked about the exact ways that win-losses can be brought in and how they will affect the standings. 2 maps is all 30k needs to secure their position. 30k also, it's going to be interesting to see who they've run today. They ran Azerite last week, and he played very well, getting a solid performance. There's our draft. Let's head in. We can talk about it in the draft phase. Let's get this going. So, it's going to be Infernal Shrines for our first map. We do have Azerite back in once again. So, trading out Ultralisk for Azerite here. Very interesting. Sorry, not Ultralisk. We're trading out Ty for Azerite. Okay. So Ty not being here today feels bad. The one British player in CCL not being played today. And Granit Gaming, they are coming in with their standard composition. Although, It does look like they are running Yasuo today. Feels hype. Yasuo is kind of a god, so that makes sense. They have some Grota as well. Looks pretty good for them, bringing in Nick. They've got a solid lineup here. Is there anyone Granit Gaming hasn't played yet? Let me check that. They got Skoog, Henning. Have they played Henning? Yes, they have played Henning quite a bit, I think. Nintori, Samgrota, Nick. I think they've played everyone on their roster. So I don't think we're going to see any surprises here. Yep, Henning, Samgrota. Yeah, everyone on their roster has played, so we don't need to worry about subs. Oh yeah, Casca's also British. Thank you, Amplified Soul. Hooray! A Brit play this week. Feels good. D.Va is going to be opened up for with Granit Gaming. No surprise there. They love their D.Va. 30k, they start off with the Uther Tychus. That's very smart, stealing away that Tychus from Nick. He's a really big fan of said hero. 57% win rate on it. Nintori, he is leading heavily on that D.Va. So very cool to see here. Currently 50% win rate over 26 games. Sorry, over 12 games. 12 games played with D.Va. Wow, I can't talk today. Nintori's been in 26 games, played D.Va in 12 of them. Feels good at 41% win rate on that, as Nick, with his Tychus banned away, he's going to bust out that Kira. Kira, who has had a massive rise in priority due to the removal of Medallion, which was a hard counter to her. So a very strong pickup available here. I played against a Storm Division player. Played with a Storm Division player early on today. I'm sorry, it was an ARAM player who said that the fact that you could cancel Kira's revolving sweep with Cleanse made her underpowered and terrible. Nick would disagree. Kira so far this season has been played 3 times by Nick and has won 66%, aka 2 out of 3 games with her. In general, Kira looking pretty solid again. Not played too much, has not appeared in that many games, only appearing in 4, but is having a pretty solid set either way. So what did that say? That's a 4% pick rate. My mistake there. So it's been played even less as Ana and Lucio are banned away. Lucio Uther, very solid combo, can be very hard to deal with, so it makes a lot of sense to take that out of action. Yakira's been played in 5 games. 3 of those have been by Nick. So, 30k now. With Tychus, Uther on the board. Stukov is the other hero who usually goes with Uther, but he is banned away as well. So we might not even see a double support here. It's looking less likely that we will, because now we have, unless of course that is a... Oh wait, it could still be a main tank Uther. That's possible. Because right now, Fury is hovering that Deathwing, but main tank Deathwing has yet to make it into the mainstream. It is still a bit oof. But they have a lot of area control now, with Blaze having area control, Tychus having zoning control with Odin, Deathwing with the Molten Breath build if that's what they go for, and if not, the melee build can give a lot of pressure onto Kira. We're going to see Granit Gaming go with a bit of area control themselves. They go with Alex Straza, a Yasuo special here. No cleanse or anything like that, but the healing output with that circle of healing, that abundance, can get a lot of value. 30k, solo support Uther, or are we going with that double support? And if so, who is the option? Now, Furion probably wouldn't work too well here. Karazim might fit if they want a little bit of extra aggression and some cleanses later on. Right wing could work. They go with Deckard Cain. That's even more area control for them. So that's Hyper Carry Tychus with Deathwing, Second Assassin. Weirdly enough, Deathwing will probably get more hero damage than Tychus here. So very interesting. So yeah, that is main tank Uther, with Fury going to be playing onto that. Hasu is going to be playing that Deathwing. Azerite picks up the Tychus, Liam on the Blaze. And the main support, of course, is going to be Deckard. He does not have the tanking ability that Uther has. So that's what we see over there. Very exciting indeed. So, should be fun. On the other side, the Alex Straza is going to be very solid. The Globe talent is going to be a huge boost in the sustain for the members of Granit Gaming. They don't have any Globe-based heroes, but what they do have, what they are also short on is percentage damage. Kira doesn't actually have percentage damage, but she does enough damage, so it doesn't really matter. She's still sleeper busted. D.Va as well has some percentage damage, but not a huge amount. Overall, their kill potential for Deathwing is quite low, but they do have talents that can adjust to that. They can go with the armor reduction talent, the Cold Embrace, onto Sylvanas. We'll see if that's the path they choose to take, as we're going to be heading into game number 1 of this best of 5 series. On the left, it shall be 30k, with BBJ on the Deckard, Hasu on the Deathwing, Liam on the Blaze, Azerite going to be playing on the Tychus, And that leaves Fury playing the Uther on the right. Granit Gaming, Nitori on the D.Va, Skoog on the Johanna, Nick on the Kira, Yasu playing Alexstrasza, and Svamgrotta is going to be playing on that Sylvanas. Let's get this going. See how they can do. We're starting off with the Overwhelming Affliction, another talent that is always popular against Deathwing, but it doesn't actually work against Deathwing, but it does work very effectively against everyone else. And Deathwing isn't that good if everyone else is getting killed around him. He doesn't solo too well, especially with the Molten Breath build. So very smart, going to be taking that to try and burn through Uther first. Uther very armor focused as well, so being able to just melt through that with percentage damage makes a lot of sense. Circle of Life coming in for Alexstrasza as well, getting those globes, which will be great sustain. Technically a risky play. There is a chance that you actually help your opponents with this build, due to the fact that, of course, if you stack it up fully, it does spawn a globe, which will turn purple after a little bit. This actually means that Alexstrasza is the only hero in the game who can heal Deathwing, not only when she's on Deathwing's team, but when she's on the opposite team. She can technically heal Deathwing, the only hero in the game able to do so. Nick going to be coming down to assist with the mercenary camp and start that off. This is all going to have to be very dealt with via a lot of control out of Granit Gaming to not lose ground. If they lose ground, they'll lose globes, and it's going to be much harder to burn through that big old Durgan. Grenade build for Tychus, no surprise here, and we see a Silver Touch for Fury. Going to be going for the Holy Shock build. This is very good for the sustain, gets his cooldown reduction that way, and it's going to help him stay sustained in these team fights. He can also go for stun cooldown reduction, which would be good for Nick, but in this case, he wants to make sure that everyone is sustained. Doesn't get Deckard here, Azerite's body covering the hitbox, meaning no healing could come out, and also big cooldowns were in play. So First Blood does go over to Granit Gaming here. As we do see... Oh, that is a stuttery clean feed. Feels bad. Feels bad indeed. Skoog going to be harassing a little bit here and there. Seeing if there's any value he can gain, any pressure he can add. Let's see how they do. For now, lots of pressure being applied by Skoog, but forcing Azerite quite far back. Fury's in position, though, to go for a turnaround engage, if that would be necessary. Nick dueling away, smacking his way through that camp with the help of Nitori and Yasu, and they will achieve this bruiser camp a little bit quicker than 30k, but 30k do grab theirs as well, making the most of Tychus here. Deckard helping out just for the sustain sake here. We have that rush down, no surprise there for D.Va, so gonna get that little bit of percentage damage. Every little helps versus Deathwing. And Possession for Sylvanas, the talent you pick when you're expecting the chance of losing an odd objective, or when you don't think you're going to be in a minion wave too often. Stuns a little bit layered onto Nick there. Value is lost. Nick unable to get too much of a turnaround onto Fury, though. We'll just back away. Speed healing coming in for Alexstrasza. A little bit of speed boost every time someone gets healed by that abundance. And the cooldown reduction on Condemn for Skoog on that Johanna. Loss of extra sustain. Revolving sweep deposits Nick very far away from his team. Misses his grappling hook. And Nick showing just how ridiculous Kira is with that sustain. But she is very surrounded. Will finally be finished off with the Holy Shock of Uther. But they 100% sacrificed the first objective for this. 30k not going to contest. They instead look for mercenary camps. Gain value that way. We see the healing meteors coming out of Hasu, keeps Deathwing in the fight a little bit more often, allows him to jump up, heal up, and jump back down very quickly. Alexstrasza, a little bit of self-sustain this time. There's another talent here that allows you to gain more healing from regen globes, but in this case, going to just be ignoring that completely and going for healing off of the Dragon Breath. Going to be trying to gain sustain that way. Not often you see that, but it's fun to see. That Verdant Flourish is a very popular talent on this level because it is just a 40% healing boost for Alexstrasza, which is big, and 100% more healing from globes, which of course synergizes with level 1. But overall, the Fire Within is a more consistent sustain that allows you to engage quite effectively, and it will combo very well with the Ancient Flame later on if they choose to go for that talent, which is a very strong talent and will keep Yasu sustained through the majority of team fights. So, first Punisher, Frost Punisher on the board. Here comes the Cataclysm, trying to cut it off and set up for that D-push. Self-destruct already being burnt. Deckard pulls the Punisher over the fort. The Cataclysm does some decent damage. They're going to try and run round the Punisher, but that Punisher's still at half health. This will not be cleared. And as such, this fort will be the first to drop. First fort going over to Granit Gaming. Looking very solid here as 30k. They will deal with the Punisher before it pushes up too much further. Granit Gaming, though, using their timing to gain an advantage. Trying to steal away this camp. Fury and Liam both see it's happening. Nothing they can do about it, though. Too many members here, and in fact, Liam in danger. Uses the jet propulsion. Will get out of dodge. Nice escape. Crossfire coming in for Blaze. We're going to be going with the melting point for Tychus. Definitely different to the Korean style. Korean style still very much leading on the Relentless Soldier, and there is quite a bit of CC on the side here that would have helped with that. That would have helped with. Here's level 10. Stay one, listen. Good interrupt by Skook there, preventing anyone from stealing the camp. We're going to be seeing Ancient Flame, Falling Sword, Micro Missiles. Final Strike. Good bit of damage being dealt to Azerite there. Everyone else retreats. Bunker, Odin, Bellowing Roar, and Divine Shield. Only hero yet to pick yet is Sylvanas. She's gone for that Lost Soul, so again, she could be going in. There's the lit there. She picks her talent to be going with the Wailing Arrow. No taunt. They're not going for single target blow-ups here. They want to try and wombo onto everyone grouping up on that wombo onto everyone grouping up around Deckard. Try and shut down that Uther, prevent that Divine Shield. A little bit safer here. Divine Shield very good at countering a lot of those abilities. So it's a safer pickup here by Sylvanas. Not going for the pick style. They're also missing a little bit of damage when it comes to picks. Their fights a little bit better on the longer term. Kira has massive amounts of sustain and damage over time. That's where she'll gain a lot of value. Liam finds himself a little outnumbered, still goes for the brawl, and is able to force back the members of Granit Gaming with the reinforcements of 30k rolling on in the rhythm, up to 22 stacks so far. 67 on that Silver Touch. Azerite sees this happening, gets onto the point, he will make it, and with BBJ arriving, that Deckard will easily zone everyone away. And this point will be claimed by 30k. A good invade, great steal there. Nicely done. They move into the defensive position. We see a little bit of siege. Clearing out that Bruiser camp, and nothing to worry about there, just very nicely played. In Tori. Eats away at this Bruiser camp, no one invading. Mirrored on the other side, 30k grabbing their own as well. Game slows down to a crawl, waiting for the next objective to spawn. No one playing hyper-aggressive. It's all about soaking to level 13 for these two teams, getting as much experience as possible to make sure that they are ready for the next team fight. 30k, clearing out the mid lane. Ancient Blessings going to be picked up for Deckard. 13 is hit for 30k first. Well met for Uther. Anti-damage going to be a big deal here. Especially when running as main tank. Oh, that's a big stutter. Oh boy, looks like we're okay. But that was rough. That was a bad one. But it looks like we're okay. Odin is popped. They push forward. 17 stacks on that abundance so far in that Circle of Life. We do see 30k looking to try and force their way forward and try and make a play. The Wailing Arrow is burned, but it's a huge blow-up onto Alexstrasza, just diving the backline and taking her out with no hesitation. Great dive into the bunker, preventing more damage from the members of Granit Gaming for any turnarounds. And the advantage is claimed. Stay a while was burned, no value got there. Silver Touch is complete. Much better fight there. Coming in by 30k, they took that fight beautifully. Let's see it again, in fact. So they took the huge fight there. Why did the replay not save? This is a different game entirely. I hit the save button. Is my replay broken? Hang on, we're going to hit save again. Oh, what happened there? All right, well, the replays are broken today, everybody. Sorry. Replays are busted. We're just not going to use those. That just clearly broke. So, We're going to see 30k moving forward with this Punisher. Going to try and set up some extra value, try and get some push, and at minimum get this fort. They want to get some counter value. Sylph, by the way, Split pushing up in top lane. Gaining value up there, getting some counter push. Punisher over the wall. Dives onto Skoog. Nothing too aggressive going to be coming out of that, though. Just to buy time to clear out this front wall, and they do so. Very effective here. Blaze is still chasing Sylvanas, by the way, still going in. So I'm going to remember, does have percentage damage, but doesn't appear to want to duel Liam. The sustain that is gained here is good. Adrenaline Stimpack being burned, and Liam is chasing deep. Really going for this. Falling Sword on the other side. Stuns out everyone. Skoog immediately dropping the damage. Kira is killed off by HeroesCCL. There's a stun called the stun chain. Easily able to burst through the cleansing flame of Alex Straza. Stunning staff coming out for Decade Kane, keeping everyone topped up and sustained. Level 16 is on the line. Infernus is, Conflagration now available for HeroesCCL. That's a big damage talent for this Deathwing as they siege. With a man advantage, they're going to try and pick this up. Odin's already been burned. They're sieging from just out of range of this fort. They want to try and take it out before the next objective, create that catapult pressure. Remember, there is possession on the board. That will give them some counter push on these catapults. But this is right now 30k trying to set themselves up. However, all 5 alive again. It's a 5v5. They do have 16 advantage, but burning Odin makes this a little bit sketchier. We will just see Granit Gaming zoning 30k away, but 30k still want to set it up. They're trying to dance back and forward, force people out of range. And with Nitori not showing, that's going to be enough to take out the fort. But here comes the push in by Granit Gaming. That's a great sleep. Johanna takes a lot of damage. We'll grab a push. We'll try to move forward, get healed up. Yasu returning to the team. Bunker will be slain, but the keep is achieved. No matter what, this is still value gained by 30k. They're able to grab everything they need here. All right, I'm testing the replay again, see if I fixed it. Hey, replays are fixed. Feels good, fam. Alrighty, we're good. Replays are back in action. So, wave's going to be cleaned out by the members of 30k. They're right now aiming for level 20. They have catapult pressure. They have a huge amount of extra value on the map. This is what they can get going here. They have a lot of time to be very patient. They have a ridiculous wave clear with the double Qs on Tychus here. The lead rain and the armor-piercing rounds. Nitori using the D.Va defense matrix as a flashlight to look for enemies. A little bit of poke onto Hasu. Micro missiles are available, and of course, once they get that timing attack at level 20, there'll be a lot of extra damage to help deal with that Deathwing. Right now, Hasu, yet to die, I believe, in these fights, is putting on a huge amount of extra pressure and is having a fantastic time not being pressured at all. Again, the lack of percentage damage really starting to show. They will back away. Of course, the only percentage damage on the side of Granit Gaming is that rush down for D.Va. Going as aggressively as they can, but they do have the armor reduction of the Sylvanas. That will help out a lot. Unless Kira has percentage damage, I don't know. I have literally never played Kira. Only researched her. I don't know if she has percentage damage talent. She's the hero I know the least about. Pressure comes in from Hasu. Good stun, double stun, in fact, huge follow-up, and that's going to be an incredible configuration. Completely deletes D.Va, and we see the Sporting Sword having to be used defensively as Skoog backs away. Cataclysm to follow up, to try and dive in, to set up for the main engage. No success gained at all there, but they were able to grab the kill onto D.Va, and this guarantees the next Punisher going over to 30k and gives them time to clear out top. So they're going to get multiple lanes worth of pressure. Sylph possessing a few minions and also clearing out the wave down there with the rest of the team. They want to try and remove pressure so they can put all their effort onto defending mid. This is to give them time and a defensive situation. Top lane being pushed in. Might as well gain the value there while you have it. Caesar, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Hope you have a good time whilst you're here. Goodbye fort. Last fort that Granit Gaming had left. They're getting counter value in the bot lane, trying to soak as much experience as possible to get themselves to level 20. Kira, though, unlikely to be able to get the fort here. If they wanted to try and rush a fort, they would have sent Sylv. It's all going to be about the defensive setup here instead. The wave clear. So insane from the members of 30k here. Final strike being burned early. Setting themselves up a little bit of extra damage there. They're trying to push forward, but there's level 20 for 30k. This is not looking good for Granit Gaming. They will pull back. Try to defend on court. They can try and maybe pull the Punisher to top. The Punisher, though, isn't looking that healthy. That is no longer the issue. It is all about the level 20 heroes currently sieging in. Deathwing dropping the Molten Breath. They try to dive onto Tychus, who's big red buttoning, sieging away onto this core. Skoog is low, rooted, and nuked by the big red button. That is one less hero defending. Yasuo doing as much as they can. Still a level to go for Granit Gaming to get their own level 20. Tori is zoning, Svamgrotta is kiting, but that slow from the lead raid is such an issue. 38 seconds until Johanna is back. There's the bunker, buys them so much time and a monumental amount of damage. Here comes the Cleansing Flame to buy time. Bellowing Roar splits the team in two. Sylvanas is down, that's all the damage, and that will be game number 1 with the Divine Shield dropped perfectly, going over to 30k. They will claim game number 1 of this best of 5 series. Let's check out that final push again. You can see we didn't really see how Sylvanas died at the end there, so let's keep an eye on that. So Svamgrotta steps up, focuses a lot of value onto the bunker, but Liam jumping out the bunker right before it expires. Him and Fury combined are able to go for a huge dive burst and set that up. Divine Shield dropped onto Tychus down the bottom, and Nick, he just didn't have enough damage to deal with that push. Very nicely done. Here are the statistics for you. At the end of the game, Blaze with the top wave clear, doing a fantastic job. D.Va trying to keep up, but Blaze really was just double soaking and gaining value for his team that way. In terms of actual damage, it was pretty solid in favor of Tychus, with Deathwing a little bit further behind, but not so bad there. Tychus really stepping it up, as Deathwing more used for wombo follow-up than anything else. Very nice indeed. Nicely done. So, well done there. Incredible play coming out from the members of 30k. A solid game, 9 kills to 1 in their favor. Able to capitalize on those team fights. The double support coming in quite nicely. We actually had a player, I can't remember who it was, but it was someone from Oxygen, I believe, who said that double support should just be banned by CCL and just removed from play, which begs the question, what do you do when the next meta comes up? I'm not calling out their name because I don't remember who it is. For a second, I'm about to be quite rude. I think that's really dumb, because if you have an issue with a certain comp, yeah, it feels bad, but the fact is, it's still a meta. You don't complain when it's double assassin meta. You can claim that's how the game's meant to be played, but there is no way the game's meant to be played. The game is meant to be played to win. There shouldn't be roll-ups. The issue I've had with Overwatch League for a while. The reason Overwatch League banned it is because it made really boring games. Because you'd have teams just standing next to each other, shooting in shots with 3 healers healing everyone up, so no one ever died. It was super silly. The question is, the issue that comes across there is it's just a meta comp. It might be changed by Blizzard in the future, quite frankly. But the fact is, you can't ask a league to ban it just because it's a comp that doesn't work for you. And it does work for them because we've seen them run it. But you can't ban it just because you don't like it. So yeah, there you go. Exactly. It doesn't make the games less interesting, in my opinion. They're still entertaining. I mean, you guys certainly seem to be having fun. Double support is interesting. It shuts down a lot of stuff, but that's a Blizzard problem, not a league problem. The league is just trying to show the best of Heroes play. And if the league was to ban strategies like double support, I think that they are going against that philosophy of we are looking for the best of Heroes of the Storm play. We'll see if they do anything. We'll see if the complaints make anything happen. But in my opinion, no. I don't agree with that. I think if a strategy exists, unless it is really detrimental to the hero's experience, or to the viewer experience, then you can ban it. I don't think this is. But I think that's the only reason why you'd do it. So, We're going to be getting ready to jump into game number 2 straight as soon as possible. 30k, 1 game up. With that 1 game on the board, they've already guaranteed that they cannot be overtaken by Granit Gaming. No matter what happens, 30k cannot drop below Granit. So the maximum 30k can be in now is 4th, the minimum is 5th, as they could still be overtaken by Sidestep Kings in theory. But they have managed to avoid losing a position to Granit. Let's see if they can get that second win and secure themselves away from losing their position to Sidestep Kings as well. Let's get it going and jump on board with game number 2. Going to be starting off with that Stukov ban. Let's start it. Medivh coming in here. Very sensible. Grip Medivh is just a ruddy nuisance, he is. Granit Gaming taking out the Uther, removing that double support option. Neither of these teams, by the way, banning Hogger at the start of this ban phase, so interesting. Will we see that Hogger removed? If we look at recently played heroes, 30k have yet to show a Hogger game. Granit Gaming have yet to show a Hogger game. So there's a chance that neither of these teams have played Hogger. Well, that ruins that. Statistics are ruined. Granit Gaming showing their first Hogger of CCL here. Let's see what they can do with it. Are 30k going to regret this choice? That is interesting. The first Hogger from Granit Gaming. Will it be enough? Learning their lesson from Chili Mountain. Dykus starting off once again, and Deckard Cain. They could still go double support here, but most of the heroes who would work with double support have been banned, but also most of the healers in general have been banned. Like, they've lost Stukov, Uther, and Lucio, and now Deckard. The only really top support left in terms of like high priority by most teams is Brightwing, and of course Yasuo very much likes Alexstrasza, so not too surprising to see either of those coming in. There's also Ana still available as well if they want to go for Wombo. They're just going to not pick support. They could be choked out, but they still have Brightwing, they still have Ana, they still have Anduin, who's there on the board. They still have Tyrande, which they have shown, so they have that little bit of flexibility there. They've also played Whitemane. Yasuo played Whitemane, it did lose. Whitemane actually one of the lowest win rate heroes, I believe, in CCL. I will double check that. Yep, Whitemane has a 0% win rate so far over 3 games. Yet to win. Abathur gonna be removed. That would be a solid pick. Abathur Hogger is just hot. It's just terrifying. Just a bad time. So I like that ban. It's a great Abathur map as well. This is also still technically a Vikings map, and Hasu has yet to pick a hero, so perhaps we will see Granit Gaming remove that from the board. They ban the Deathwing, taking Deathwing out of action, avoiding having to deal with Hasu's Deathwing once again, because again, they have no percentage damage for the second time. So they are going to play this a little bit safer here. Technically, Hogger has percentage, it doesn't work on Deathwing. Sylvanas has percentage, doesn't work on Deathwing. So, 30k, Yrel and main tank Imperius, but maybe not. They picked the Imperius, but they could swap this, or they could leave it on Hasuobs right now, who has shown to play the Rexar. So perhaps they go for a triple Bruiser, another meta that has leapt up in priority. We're going to ban that too. And that option could give them the ability to try and burst through Hogger, burst through Muradin a little bit stronger. Would give Sylvanas great capability to run that percentage damage. Kira going to be picked up by Nick again. Really liking that Kira. So far, honestly, not having a great win rate with it. I mean, he's doing all right, but he has lost quite a few games recently. And that's always been rough. He was on a 67. He's just got it to 50-50. So this is going to decide whether he has a positive or low win rate. And it was triple Bruiser. This will be Imperius swapped over to Fury, and Rexar will likely be played by Hasuobs. That's exactly what we see. We've already seen Hasu running this ranged assassin / triple bruiser style Rexar. They now have hard engaged stun followed up by hard engaged stun. They can set up either one for the other, and both will benefit each other very well. And of course, That Tyrande coming in from the side of Granit Gaming is very smart as well. They already have a very stun-heavy composition, so they have a great opportunity to try and set themselves up for a quick burst style. Doesn't matter who they hit, especially with Sylvanas. If she goes for that Overwhelming Affliction again, they can set themselves up for very solid team fights and set themselves up for a good early to mid game, which they could then capitalize on in the late game. Kira has fantastic burst. Tyrande, Muradin is a great combo, and Sylv could even go for Mind Control to guarantee those triple stacks of Banshee's Curse and try and set this up, but I think it's more likely we'll probably see Sylvanas go for the Festering Wounds instead. But we will see. We'll see which way they go as we're going to head into the game. Starting off on the left, it is going to be 30k. Liam going to be playing that Yrel. Azerite, oh, wonderful. Azerite's on the Tychus, Hasuobs is on the Rexar, Fury is on the Imperius, and BBJ is on the Decad. On the right, it is Granit Gaming, Skoog on the Muradin, Tori on the Hogger, Samgrotta on Sylvanas, Yasu on the Tyrande, and Nick will be playing on the Kira. Let's get this going. So, first Hogger being shown by Granit Gaming. This is their first time showing this to the world. Let's see what they can do with it. We do see Valorous Brand coming in for the Imperius, going with a little bit of extra percentage damage that will massively help them burn through frontline. Hasu starting off with the Spirit Swoop. It's like the only talent worth picking on Rexar level 1, because it gives you the wave clear you need to absolutely smash everyone in your way. Someone appears to have given you a sub. I have no idea when that happened. I can't see it on my recent stuff, so that's been there a while, random task. First bear kill already going over to Granit Gaming. Not first blood yet, but a little bit of percentage is gathered. Overwhelming Affliction is in fact going to be coming in for Sylvanas. We are not too surprised there. And we're going with the armor talent for the Hogger. This gives him so much sustain on that offlane. Right now, there is a 3-man up here trying to deal with Liam early. Unable to do so. Liam will scoot down out of there and get out of danger. But yeah, very aggressive style, trying to set up on that top lane kill very early. It's usually bot lane is, of course, focused on. But that Bones to Gnaw, giving a 10% armor while meat is active and getting a second meat out of your loot hoard gives Hogger a great little chunk of extra sustain and really helps him actually get value in that off lane. He'll then likely be going for the aggro range, going for the extra value on his Hog Wild, and level 7, good chance of going for the Garbage Fire, which is fantastic for wave clear and really good for objectives. Gives you a massive cooldown reduction on Loot Horde, and it does a little bit of damage for wave clear, and it slows enemies, making it a great little chase tool, which Hogger is very good at. Also gives you more terrain, giving you much more control over where Hogger is able to micro. So, 4-man currently in the bot lane, letting Kira and Hogger both double soak. Right now, Hogger, as you can see him on the minimap, is taking a Merc Camp. Go for the classic, find 2 straight walls and bounce into each other. There's that aggro range, no surprise there. There's a good route coming in. The bear sets up for the stun as Nick goes in. They interrupt the jump of Muradin with the grenade. Nicely done. Beautifully done there. Finishing off Skoog. And we're going to see 30k grab the first full kill of the game. The bear dropping very close to death, but they are able to survive. Elune's chosen for the Tyrande. A little bit of extra sustain coming in. Possession at round 2. Then Tori, the Sappers not making it in. Great wave clear by Liam to prevent that from going over. Very nicely done indeed. Full revolving swing onto Fury. BBJ drops the potions. They don't land on Fury though. Fury is low. We'll grab the potions, but he's being chased down. Misses the second. It's going to be 2 top and 1 bot lane. So they're fighting over mid, but this is just to look for kills to give themselves the man advantage. Complete swap up in top lane. Ooh, Liam interrupted. Did Tori go for a second? No, they just let it go. They buy the time. It's going to allow Tori to make his way down early or at least get a head start on the wave clear. Good stun. There's the Celestial Charge. Just misses Yasu. They wanted the double. Nick, revolving swing onto the bear. Actually gets deposited as the bear goes down. Here comes the retreat, though. Azerite, a little bit far forward. Then Tori just misses his stun as they turn all their attention onto Fury. Not enough potions, and that's going to be this kill going over to Granit Gaming. Their first full kill as well. They want more, and they can get the channel here. This will be a 2-for-1 in favor of Granit Gaming with that kill. Interruption on the chase down. Nicely done by Azerite, but Hasu getting stunned down out. He will be able to retreat and get out of danger. We can see the actual insane damage output of Granit Gaming if they're able to find their angles. Emerald coming in for Decade Kane here. Gives them a lot of anti-healing. That's going to be it's going to be a big deal here. Waves will be cleared out. There's that melting point for Tychus. Again, a lot of stuns. Could have maybe gone for the Relentless Soldier here. Deciding against it. Deciding to go standard. There's that garbage fire as we predicted. For Nintori. No surprise there. Ooh, give him the axe for Muradin. We've been seeing a lot of Skullcrackers, but give him the axe still definitely viable. And we've been seeing a lot of Dwarf Toss talents. So this is actually a little bit out of the ordinary. Fun to see. Moonlit Arrows, healing cooldown reduction for Tyrande. Just keep the team sustained. No issues there. Just keep everyone alive. Might as well. And Sylvanas again going for that cold. Going for that Lost Souls. Cooldown reduction to be gained there. So Muradin in CCL. It won't show me the statistics. Wonderful. Alrighty. Pressure coming in. They're going to take out the bear one more time. Hogger grabs top camp again. Just so good at this. Just takes it so many times. I'm trying to look up my Muradin statistics, but they keep breaking. Nice intro by Nintori onto the jump of Liam. Nintori is winning this double soak, but not by much. Look at how much damage that top has taken. Liam has really done a good job in actually sustaining through this, besides what is a very difficult lane. Here we go. So, level 4 CCL, more common picked talent is Skullcracker, 62%. 33% of the time is Heavy Impact. Only 4.17% of the time is given the axe picked. Only one game in CCL up to now. This is the second time that talent has been picked. So we're seeing a little bit of variety. There's the focus onto Liam. Great gank, but it's Yrel. She's so tanky. We're going to see Hasu able to soak in. The zoning stay a while guarantees them the shots, and they are able to take a core lead. Excuse me. Nicely done. Yrel survives. Didn't even use her ult there. Just tanking through that like a boss. We see a little bit of pressure onto bot lane, but Sam Grotto possesses a few minions, clears them out. There's that mind control, Horde Pult, no surprise there. Final strike. We are going with the Shadow Stalk for Tyrande, a little bit of extra sustain. And giving them that hard engage if they want it. Everything on the side of 30k, pretty standard in terms of talents, nothing too far out of the ordinary here. Owl will spot BBJ, so both teams know that Mercenaries are being taken by the other. And Engage is hovered around. There's the mind control, does not land. They decide not to go all the way in. In fact, they will be punished. They interrupt the Dwarf Toss once. There's the root focus down, and Skoog is eaten. They even get to sleep with Angelic Armaments onto Nick. They try to chase it down. They've got the bear stun. There's the Hogwild out of Hogger as Nick tries to dash away. They don't land the stun. Final Strike does a lot of damage on the way out, but they don't really have the tools to re-engage. They're going to be able to pick the bear up, but they can't look for any more kills. Not having their main tank was rough there. Yes, you can in fact mind control Misha. Bears have minds too, or some moral outrage thing. We're gonna see Liam back away. Altar, single altar in the middle of the map. Yasuo trying to stay safe and keep Skoog alive. Remember, they have a Loon's Chosen, so a little bit of extra sustain will be available. There's mind control, not landing. They turn the focus. Huge amount of damage onto Nick, who's taken out once again. The weakness of Kira, if you can keep her CC'd, she is still as squishy as anyone else. Here comes Nintori trying to get onto Liam. Yasuo's in a little bit of trouble. They lock down the bear and they lock down Yrel. Sylvanas has been taken out on the side, completely split from the rest of the team. They get the bear. But that's going to be it. Losing 2 heroes in exchange for Misha. Definitely not value there. Seeing the ports out of 30k, who are still looking great right now. in full control of this game. Liam, yeet, clears out the waves. There's the engage. Onto Liam, just going to disengage. Grapple hooks his way out and even dodges the stun of Fury. Fury, though, chasing quite a long ways, decides not to go all the way, get some good damage out with that Valorous Brand. That burn the Impure on level 1. Good little bit of damage. Stun. Onto Sam Grotzer, Haunting Wave, not going to be used, he gets stunned out. Big burst right past Skoog. The issue with Muradin, he does not offer peeling. He has one stun and a slow. He cannot protect backlines like another tanks like ETZ can. And it's exactly what we see here. Skip Muradin, go for target, find kills. Use the man advantage to your advantage. We're seeing a big fight up in top lane as Yarel Liam has once again been forced out. And this is where we are seeing Granit Gaming take advantages up here in the top lane. They have been bullying Liam basically all game. Yasuo is actually running it down for Liam. Cannot find the kill though. But yeah, there's the advantage that's been gained in top lane by Granit Gaming, but it's 30k who have full control over the bottom half of the map and are absolutely smashing it. But this is the lane that wins games. Those sappers going right to core now. Going to be getting so much value. Armor being gained by Hogger on his Hog Wild. This is the talent that gives him such good teamfight potential. Tygus taken out. Nick is gone. Bottom altar will be channeled in as the push of Granit Gaming is stopped. But they do lose Tygus for it. You see Skoog currently trying to solo clear bottom lane. He does have enough stacks of his Stormbolt to double hit with Switch with Sledgehammer. Gives him fantastic wave clear with the help of Bronzebeard Rage as well. Lots of wave clear. There's the final strike. A little bit of extra damage. Stay a while for the setup, though. Here comes the bear stun. 1 stun, 2. It's beautiful. That's a blow up. 1 and 2. Svamgrotta sneaks away. Nick is also able to get out. Svamgrotta baiting Yarel all the way in, but there comes that Ardent Defender here to keep them alive. Skoog is focused down. He's trying to tank best he can, but no healing static means he is taken out. What an engage. Absolutely gorgeous play. Let's see that again as the sappers will make their way in. Stay a while. The perfect line. It's beautiful with the full stun. Surrender is deleted without a second force. Grotzer and Nick barely escaped the fight. And they're able to get into that death zone where Yarel looks to fight them down. But by that point, they were so split that Skoog was isolated and taken out. Beautifully executed. Very, very well done by the side of 30k to set that up. The stealth decade. The value that was just gained there. You see the waves being cleared up nicely. Getting as much extra value on the map as they can. Keeping the lanes clear, keeping everything sustained. And Tori pushes up. Whee! Liam is there. Not going to take an engage. He does try to slow down the rotation of Kira and does succeed. He's trying to cause as much of a distraction as possible so that his team can get the double cap. Hasu is hit with the interrupt. Mind control did come out. Not going to be able to achieve any kills. Ulters are grabbed. It's 1 for 1 right now with this being the only ulter. There's a double of Loot Horde blocking the escape of Hasu Ops right now. And Nick able to use it to clear off the bear. Hasu stunned down by Kira. Final strike from behind. The wraparound play by Granit. They use the stay on listen to try and buy the time they need. Great stun by Kira and sets them up to finish off Hogger. The dive back in. Yasu is isolated completely as the Tychus from the side is able to finish off that kill. They're also able to get Kira, and down goes Yasu. This will be the shots, this will be the boss, and this will be a lot of damage onto the core. 8 shots onto the core of Granit Gaming, and if they can get sappers in, they win the game. They're even going to send Fury up to deal with the sappers that were pushing in the top lane. And this is going to be 30k setting themselves up for an end game condition. 1 set of sapper camps will win the game as is now. They even leave Liam to finish off those final shots. You can see them grabbing those sappers, but bot bell tower is reclaimed by Granit Gaming. They buy the time they need there. So now these sappers will run right into the bell tower. These mean that they will not be lethal sappers. This is not an end game condition anymore. Next altar phase, though, is a double altar phase, and they only need 3 shots to end this game. This is still a problem. Still burning black arrows early to make sure that they clear out this sap without taking any bell tower damage. They gotta have this bell tower alive to prevent double lane pressure when the objective comes up. They've got to make sure that the end game condition is in one place. Here comes Nitori with the dive. He moves all the way into the backline. Good stun out, but the Wailing Arrow, the Haunting Wave, sorry, is going to get interrupted. We're not going to see Sylvanas escape. That is a good snipe onto Kira, as well as Skook is completely surrounded. He's tanking as best he can. Nitori unable to get any angles there in that fight at all. And the dive onto Yasuo, beautifully done. And that looks like it might just be game. With Sappers pushing in and the double altar phase coming up, this might just be it. Let's have a look at that fight one more time and keep an eye on the Hogger in this fight, on Nitori here. Nitori sets himself up, but he finds the angle that forces him away from the fight. He drops a multi-man stun, but gets caught in the sleep. By this point, his team is dead. He's just got the wrong angle for this. He gets cleared out, and he doesn't get a good wall bounce to do any more damage in that fight, leaving Skook to die, and that is game. Game number 2 goes over to 30k as they take a 2-0 lead in this best of 5 series, guaranteeing that no matter what, 30k will now finish in at minimum 4th place. Here's the setup here. 30k now will have a lowest possible score of 15 and 14, a +1 map ratio. Even as Sidestep Kings would be able to win a 3-0 versus Wildheart Esports, Sidestep Kings would have a 14 and 13, another +1. It would then come down to versus between the two as they will be tied on map score, and with that, Sidestep Kings lost to 30k. So no matter what, 30k are in 4th place going into the seeding. It is impossible for that to change. What can maybe... I'm now wondering, can Granit Gaming get ahead of Sidestep Kings? Yes. If Granit Gaming win the next 3 maps, then they will be on 13 and 16. Meaning, in theory, if Sidestep Kings lose 0-3, then Sidestep Kings will be on 11 and 16. If Sidestep Kings lose 3-1, they'll be on 12 and 16. So if Granit Gaming can reverse sweep here and Sidestep Kings don't win their series, then it is possible for Sidestep Kings for Granit Gaming to overtake Sidestep Kings. Granit Gaming is still all to play for them. And also, Tetcher, thank you very much for gifting 5 subs to the community. You are amazing. Thank you very much. You get to 25. Oh, you shared 25 rewards. There we go. That makes more sense. You've gifted 77 subs in chat over his history. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. It is absolutely amazing how generous you are. And congratulations to Hot Guy Equipment, the Indignus one. That is a great name. Merlin's Ghost, Shadow Walker, and Zool Rules. Congrats on your subs. We are trying to get to 150 subs before Christmas. The odds of that are really low. There's 5 days, and I'm not going to be streaming all of them. So you can show your support. So it's not likely we're going to get it. We're on 112 right now, so we would need, maths is hard, 38 more subs basically today, because that's the one day I'm guaranteed to stream before Christmas. So the odds are pretty unlikely. But the goal is there, and people like you, Tetcher, are helping that out so much. Thank you so much for your generosity. And thank you very much for everyone who is enjoying the show. If you are enjoying the show on Twitch, then subbing is a great way to show it, to help us get to that goal. You can also donate using either the Streamlabs link below if you don't want to give Twitch a huge amount of money, or you could pay it forward if I can. I intend to do so. And also, you can either, words are hard. You can either drop via Streamlabs if you don't want to give Twitch a lot of money, or you can go with the bits, because I know they're a lot easier, and they still do come to me in the end. So it is very appreciated. If you want to support those ways, it is very helpful. If you're watching on YouTube, there is a link to my Humble Store and the donations like there are on Twitch below the video. And there is a join button below the YouTube videos, where if you hit that, there are several tier options that you can support the channel at, starting from only 99 pence per month, all the way up to a ridiculous amount. So it feels good. And oh my god, Jade Oceans, thank you also for giving out another 5 subs into the community. Thank you very much indeed. And hang on, I can't even see who got them because my chat's now full of so many things. Thank you, Jade Oceans, as well. You guys are absolutely amazing today, as we're only in game number 2 at this point. Warcraft 3 mouse, or just WC 3 mouse. It could be something else. It could be Wet Caribou mouse. Who knows? Wet Caribou 3 mouse. Who knows? Geez, Bucket. Great name, by the way. As Kicker, great name as well. And Satoichi, congratulations on your subs. Oh, and oh, hello. Irony. I think it's meant to be pronounced irony, but I'm not 100% sure. Feels bad. Alrighty, well, hope you've all been enjoying the stream. Thank you so much for your generosity, Jeanette and Jade Oceans. It is very appreciated. We're now at 117. And Hot Guy Equipment, thank you for gifting subs to the community. How many did you give? Thank you for getting 5 subs to the community. I'll have limited time to excuse me most. The hype train has started. Choo-choo. Thank you, everybody, for the support. We're a level 4 hype train. Wait, really? When did that happen? We're a level 4 hype train, apparently. So thank you all so much for that. Feels amazing. We're doing good. 87% of the way through that already. Daddy Don't Disco got a sub. Staru. I'm sorry. Congratulations on your sub. Also good, Jugu. I'm so sorry. Congratulations on your sub. Job for a metal guy. Congrats on your sub as well. Thank you so much. And Hot Guy Equipment gifting us up to Slovenian94. Congrats on your subs. And Jacko Cups, thank you for the 100 bits. So, excuse me. Our goal of 150 subs before Christmas is significantly more doable now because we're now at 122. So we need 28 now. Thank you all so much for your generosity. We have 3 minutes and 45 seconds left of the hype train. So this is doable now. I'm actually kind of hyped. I'm super hyped. Thank you all for your generosity. This is insane. Thank you all so much. As we're going to be getting ready to jump into game number 2, game number 3, sorry, once the main stream gets back from their tea break, because 2 games is too stressful. Feels bad. Excuse me. I appear to have perished a bit. So, we're going to be getting ready to jump into that as soon as possible. So far, we've seen the double support be successful because it's double support. Deathwing's been pretty rough. The Hogger not winning. Hogger not as OP as people say, or at least 30k knowing how to play around it. Granit Gaming's first showing with the Hogger, and it got shut down. So getting completely removed there, so they might not be banning out the Hogger. Now Granit Gaming, now the 30k no Granit Gaming plays it, they might. We'll have to see. We'll have to see where the focus is dropped there. It's interesting. Interesting indeed. So, Hogger is busted. Hogger is strong. I will not make any doubts that Hogger is in fact very strong. So that does make sense to me. He could still be banned out. But the thing is, Medivh is a must ban. I think he's the only must ban. I don't think 30k have to ban Hogger. I think they can play around it because that worked out quite well. I think, I don't know. Hey, Jack of Cups. There we go. Hype train is completed. Thank you very much, Jack of Cups, with the 200 bits. We just did Hype Train level 4. We just deleted, as far as I can tell, we just blitzed through Hype Train level 1, 2, and 3. Just with no hesitation, just before they could even pop up, and we just completed level 4. All that's left now is Hype Train 5. This is just as high as it can get. 4.5 minutes for Hype Train 5. There's no max, I believe, on this one, so just thank you all for your generosity so much. It's absolutely amazing. So, we talked about it before. In order for any stat changes to change, 30k 30k would have to lose all the next 3 games. If Granit Gaming can win all 3 next games, then in theory they could overtake Sidestep Kings. That's the only way that happens. If it doesn't happen, then Sidestep Kings will pretty much certainly be secured in that 5th place position. It's possible. And of course, that has a lot to do with the ladder. The way the ladder works is the 8th place team will take on 7th place team, and then the winner of that plays 6th, winner of that plays 5th, winner of that plays 4th, and then the last up into the final stage with the top 3 teams who get to skip all that because they had a good season. Rewards for playing good. Who'd have thunk it? Feels good. So, should be entertaining. Can Granit Gaming get that big reverse sweep and put themselves in with a chance of taking 5th seed. That's what they have to do. It is a requirement that they have to win to get that 3rd seed, and then it's all up to how many to whether Sidestep Kings win or not. That is big hype. Let's have a look at it one more time. Nope, never mind. We're not going to have a look at it one more time because the draft has started. So let's jump into that instead. Let's get this rolling. Welcome, Battlefield of Eternity. It's the 3rd map, and it's going to be the map, the first pick of 30k, as the map pick, by the looks of it, went to Granit Gaming. Very interesting. Lucio going to be removed here. Taken out of contention. Stukov, banned out, has been pretty consistently removed all the time, so not too surprising to see him taken out of action. 30k now. They banned the Chromie. Chromie's a solid choice on this map. Great siege, great harassment potential. And the last ban should be... Oh, it's not Medivh! 30k, Medivh has been given to them. How saucy do they feel? They have, of course, played it only once. 1 game, 1 win. They don't pick it. 30k pick Uther first. Looking for that double support potentially with they still have options with Uther to go for a double support. And if not, Uther solo support has been working all right for them. Granit Gaming. Medivh has been left available. Do they do it? Will they bite the hook that has been dangled? They've played it twice. Won twice. Hogger and Sonya. That is an aggressive start here. Looking for a double bruiser, triple bruiser of their own, perhaps. But that leaves Medivh up again. We're playing Medivh Chicken. I'm wondering if these teams have just made a deal just to not ban Medivh. If they've just spoken to each other and just been like, can we just not? Can we just ignore this and actually play the game? Because that might be that honestly could be what's happened. They're good enough. These are all fun people, and they might have just done this. We're going to see Hasu grabbing that Tychus. And Yrel already locked in as the offlane. Yrel has a good chance to survive against either Sonya or Hogger here. Gives them the potential they need. There's Imperious banned away. That would make sense. That comp worked pretty well last game, so might as well just get rid of it. 30k now with Hogger and Sonya. What are you scared of? What is a problem here? I'd say maybe Brightwing or Abathur. Abathur can be played on this map, and both of these heroes are insane Abathur targets. If not, is it time to ban that Medivh? Yes, it is. Finally, Medivh will be banned out. They were just playing Medivh Chicken, but Hogger Sonya with Medivh would be such an absolute nuisance and so hard to actually kill anything that they're just going to ban him away. Finally, Medivh is taken out of action. Goodbye, Medivh. Hype Train is complete. Thank you all so much for the support. Incredible levels of support from all of you at home. I hope you're at home anyway, due to the fact that we're in a pandemic. My city just got put into tier 4, meaning I cannot leave my house for any reason other than collecting groceries or going to collecting groceries or delivering an item or to travel to essential work. Those are the only reasons I'm allowed to leave my house now. Also, we are now, speaking of being... this segue sucks. I'm going to ditch it. But we are now only 28 subs away. Ooh, Hyper Carry Vala! Haven't seen that in a while. So that is main tank Uther once again. So Fury will be on that. With Yrel offlane. Vala and Tychus as the damage and double support. Uther Ariel do work very well together. Ariel has quite long cooldowns, but big AoE heals. Now Granit Gaming with their triple bruiser. Who's the damage? Sonya already does a lot, but they need something to actually get onto Vala. They have quite a bit of dive here. They're going to go for Hanzo. That gives them a great little stun follow-up and some good long-range damage. Someone who might not be in too much trouble against Hanzo and Vala. And the answer is no, Viscerat BR. Hogger does not bounce off of any player-created terrain except for his own loot hoard. That is the only thing Hogger is affected by. Which, to me, feels really bad. You've got such a fun mechanic there. And their choice is, nah. What if we made all the fun implications of this not exist? What if we just took all of these good options? Force wall combo, force wall counters to Hogger, the barricade from Hammer, the entombs, all these cool wombos. What if we took all those options, all that cool theory crafting strategy that players could have, and we were like, nah, not terrain. It's a wall, not terrain though. Doesn't count. Let's go. We're into game number 3. Let's get this started. On the left, 30k. Fury playing the Uther. No surprise there. Main tank Uther. Azerite on Valor. BBJ on the Ariel. Liam was on the Yrel. And Hasu was on the Tychus. On the right, it is Granit Gaming. Notori on a Hogger. Yasu on Tyrande. Nick on Hanzo. Skoog on the Uther. And Svamgrota is playing the Sonya. Let's get this started. This is looking like a 4-man Hogger. Yeah, all right. This was a discussion that a lot of players had. Basically, whether we it creates terrain for Ariel, Deathwing, etc. Yes, but it doesn't count. Even Zombie Wall does not count for Hogger. I know. Ain't it a bada bing, bada boom? Don't that suck? Force Wall creates a wall. Force Wall creates a wall that Diablo can use. And yet, it doesn't count for Hogger. It's inconsistency at best. It's sad at worst. Nice stun attempt, followed up by Skoog with a great wraparound as Hogger does go in for a little bit of damage, but Skoog is the one who trades out the worst, the double healer. Interesting laning setup here, just throwing all their damage dealers and supports in top lane, because why the hell not? Why wouldn't you just out-bully everyone in lane with this? They have the Uther as the main tank. That's the strat here. The sustain they actually have is insane here. Oh, Deathwing hates Force Wall? No, Deathwing does not go through Barricade. Deathwing can still be blocked by Barricade. That still counts, but Hogger will go through it. Hogger tries to contest the objective. Unable to do so, he's going to be killed off by the grenade of Tychus as they will back away. Good escape there. Waves cleared out. Yasu takes a grenade to the face. It does hurt quite a bit. Scatter arrow build, by the way, for Hanzo, Silver Touch, and it's going to be race build for Valor, because they do need some kind of immortal race. Makes a lot of sense here. And the rotation comes out. Full lane swap. Vision is attempted to be hit by Hasu. Unsuccessfully does so. So they are able to, so they do make it down, but everyone knows they're there. Good hit there by Tyrande from very long range. Siege Camp is claimed once again by 30k, holding on to a very solid lead in this game. Detainment strike stacks. Ooh. Repeated offense for that Ariel. Gives them a lot of extra damage here. This is going to allow them for some quick bursts. Excuse me. And of course, increasing the knockback distance by 25%. Gives them a great little bit of disengage. Helps protect them from any of those dive heroes, which there are a lot of. Waves cleared out. Seismic Slam build coming in for Sonya. Only really got popular recently. It's actually one of the lower picked talent tiers in talent builds if you look at the entire season. But in this case, it is gaining popularity enough that it's being played. So, they move in. Defensive positions taken up by 30k. And Granit Gaming trying to siege their way forward, slow and steady, except Skoog, who will dive in immediately. Double stuns come in now. Nicely done by Yasu. Azerite is dropped a little low. Big heals from BBJ, though, keeps everyone topped up. 2 stacks currently gained on those hungering arrows. As the race from Granit Gaming is stepped up. Again, it's a defensive position set up here by 30k because they think they can win the team fight, and they are successful, able to achieve the 1 kill. We will see Valor sent up to the Immortal to race that down solo as everyone else stays for the defense. Tori already stepping up. It's the stun. Liam from over the wall. He was looking to see if he could jump in behind people and knock them into the Immortal stun. Unable to do so. Hanzo trying to scatter arrow. Doesn't actually hit the Immortal with it. There's the stun, exactly what they were looking for, the Tainment Strike, but they don't have the damage output. Good healing from Yasuo. Actually topping everyone up here. Halftime show is achieved. Won by Valor, but only barely. Good stun wombo onto the Urel here, but Hand of Freedom gets her out with that speed boost, and Svamgrotta forced to back away. Yasuo's healing is good, but look at the mana of Nick. He's been poking in so much that he doesn't actually have anything left to give. They are very low in health. They are being healed by Tyrande, but she's single target. There's a lot of AoE coming out. Double stun comes out from Liam and keeps everyone busy. It's all defense once again. Defense and harass. This time Tychus and Vala are sent to the Immortal, and they're able to win the Immortal. 30k will take this. Heading into the top lane. Lots of extra pressure to be applied there. Vault reset on Hungering Arrow, no surprise. Hand of Protection for Uther for some extra sustain. And the Energized Cord for the Ariel. BBJ giving himself some independence here. They push in quite hard. They, of course, have both their damage dealers here and both their supports. They have a lot of sustain. They can just keep walking forward until shit dies. Trying to set themselves up. Svamgrotta, you can see he's aiming his seismic slams here to try and use the elongated slam range for the echo on it to try and damage enemy heroes behind it. And actually did a good job, forced a retreat out. The fort survives, currently 5v5 up here in this top lane. They keep sieging. This time, Tychus did go, by the way, for Relentless Soldier. It's Hogger, Muradin, Sonya, and Tyrande decides, you know what, armor might not be a bad idea. Why not? Let's go for some sustain. They do lose out in the middle, a little bit of an immortal race here, but that sustain going to make all the difference. Hogger heads down bot, and we'll begin working on the mercenary cap there. He will just be able to grab that just by himself. No trouble there. They continue to push forward. And this fort will die. They might even get Muradin here. That's a big stun combo, and they take him out. The CC chain was perfect there. Absolutely deleting him. Muradin bites the dust there. Very nicely done by the members of 30k. Let's see that again. You can see Skook. He positions himself defensively. They're trying to siege, trying to buy time, but the second he steps up, the Tainment Strike, Muradin stun, and they grenade him to stop him dwarf tossing away. They timed that perfectly, landing every bit of CC in perfect timing. Very nicely done by the members of 30k. They hold on to a solid lead here. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. The Tainment Strike, by the way, is complete. Repeated offense, fully stacked, as is Scatter Arrow. Hungering Arrow, though, still needing a couple more. Only 9 stacks so far for Valor there, but that's still a big chunk of damage. Defensive positions for early Immortals. We see the head start being gained by 30k. They have Holy Shock. They have Hungering Arrow. They have a lot of just consistent, safe race until members of Granit Gaming decide to hard engage. Odin even going to be burned. Looking for the turnaround. Skook forced to disengage the main tank, getting zoned away. The Valor Tyrande, very scary to deal with. It's a classic combo that's very strong for a reason. We see Aegis and Divine Shield. They've got to be very careful not to layer these. And also Ardent Defender. These are 3 heroics that can cancel each other out. You've got to be careful when you time these, because you will lose a monstrous amount of value if you mess this up. Hasu poking from over the wall. They're even on talent, so you can see the immediate retreat out of 30k. Hanzo, though, the second they step away, is immediately going in for counter race. So this is a slight issue for 30k. They actually do have to step in, because Hanzo will just win alone if not. There's Divine Shield. Dropped onto Fury. He was a little scared there. Nick is still racing. How much can they do? Dragon Arrow finds Vala. There's the Aegis to buy some time. Skook mistimes the Storm Bolt. He's turned on and is going to get popped. That's a good avatar to buy him some time, but Skook will be taken out by Liam on the back line. Svamgrotta is chased down, trying to get onto him. BBJ chasing TB the front line here, and Liam just waiting for some fool to step up. But it's gonna be the Immortal going over to 30k. Nicely done. Picking up kills, grabbing what they need as they make their way into the bot lane. Granit Gaming looking a little shaky at this stage. A little shaky indeed. Scatter Arrow does come out. And Azerite Double vault forward. Nick takes some big scatters. There's the Hornipult trying to get onto Valor, who stepped up a little far without the positioning assistance. But Azerite does get away. There's the focus onto Nintori, trying to punish the dive, and they are successfully able to do so. Good play by Nintori, really trying to set that up for his team, but he got punished for it. There came the great hand of freedom from Yrel, trying to get onto the backline, trying to set that up. They even cleansed her fully to allow her to try and get that stun as they chase Nick. He drops the spray, so Liam knows where he is. How far will he go? In the meantime, the Immortal is pushing the base. Oh, Liam, he's still chasing. He's still chasing. He's found him. He's found him. Nick's in trouble. All right, can Nick get away? He's going to have to pull off the God Play to escape this. Is Liam just going to let him go? Ooh, scatter arrow. Doesn't demount. Nick's playing. Nick's playing. He's looking for his opportunity. Owl does not land. Nick's trying to sneak out. He gets the jump. He hasn't got the mount, though. He's still running. He drops the Dragon Arrow. The Immortal was almost able to take out the 4. Nick realizes he might be screwed. Here comes the Owl. Doesn't land. And Nick is taken out by Liam. Nick goes down. The Immortal did not take down the fort. Good defense by Granit Gaming, despite the fact they didn't have their best Immortal clear with them. And this keep, though, will still dive. We'll still die, sorry. Hasu could just siege in. 2 grenades will be enough to finish this off. Don't even need to. They finish it off with Holy Shock and the jump of Liam. Talent advantage in favor of 30k right now, which is why they're playing so aggressive. They're going to be making their way up top, playing via the safe way to avoid any chance of a gank. Set themselves up, grab themselves that top mercenary camp, and catch anyone who was there. No one is here, though, not wanting to take any risks. Playing is smart, playing is the best that they can. Liam is just in position. Again, Granit Gaming. They need a reverse sweep to change any of their positioning, but right now, that ain't looking like it's happening. Gonna be making their way down. Bruiser camps are available. Very quickly taken by Granit Gaming. A little bit slower by 30k. They will get their Bruiser Camp, but it's a little bit slower because they started slower. Armor again for Hogger, no surprise there. No escape for Sonya, the go-to these days. This is pretty much standard Sonya build in this current meta. Thank you very much for the follow, Cordona. So we do see the push-up by the members of 30k into the defensive position. They're not going to have 16 yet. They don't have any minion waves near enough to do so, but they do have map control. Grey Owl, though, very nice, utilizing that damage reduction. The Harsh Moonlight, getting some damage reduction there, getting them a good head start. Azerite will go in, though. Double Hungering Arrow, using one on the Immortal and one on Skoog, who drops Avatar, but it's still looking real shaky. Liam is going for the chase here. Healing of Muradin was activated, but then shut down by the Holy Shock of Fury. They push in. Liam from over the wall. Skoog has backed all the way up to buy time. Here comes the stealth to try and get them through this. Good bounce. The best engage from Hogger we have seen in terms of damage, causing a lot of chaos, but the healing output is too high. The Shadow Stalk healed them up, but Skoog is still low. They're just going to go in and take as much shield off this Immortal as possible. Good disengage by Granit Gaming, setting themselves up. Using the Loot Horde to increase their clear speed actually helps them a lot. They are not able to get it, but they are very close. That was great innovative use of Loot Horde coming in from Granit Gaming. Nintori able to just find the perfect angle to just increase their race speed because there was no time to wait. Very nicely done. 73 HP. That shield is non-existent. There is 1 pixel on my screen, and my screen is like 50 inches or so. I don't remember what it is. It's big. And I can barely see it. It's gone now. Ripperoni. As they begin to look for the defense. Nintori. Dynamite in from the side. Immortal trying to create pressure. Harsh Moonlight did land onto Hasu. Gotta be careful. One Detainment Strike could set them up. Good knockback. Nintori buys them time. Gets them what they need. The Immortal does perish. Keep survives. Late game for Granit Gaming. If they can live to level 20, they actually scale really, really well. They have Bullseye, another little stun that could set them up beautifully. They could go from any of the Tyrande talents at this level would help them out quite a lot. The damage reduction, the extra stuns would be insane. The multiple cleanses from Sonya, Hogger being able to go for that low control would give them so much ability to actually try and pick people off and to have a much better opportunity in team fights. Skoog interrupting there. The problem is, 30k is level 20 is nothing to sniff at. Redemption. Get the kills, nothing. Big red button, the siege. There's just so much there. Seraphim, making Yrel so hard to pick off here. And Valor, Farflight Quiver, making it basically impossible to engage onto. Harsh Moonlight landing once again. Good jump by Skoog. May have just saved his life there. Pushed into his wall as opposed to towards the enemy team, Nintori. Burning that Hog Wild to get away. He was targeted a bit hard, was able to turn around and disengage. Odin expires. They keep grenading though, little bits, piece by piece. There's the roll away from Azerite, avoiding any extra damage. Scatter Arrow, big chunk there. Here comes Liam, 3-man stun, no one in position to be followed up on. It's all a bait though, grenade comes out, nothing gained. Remember, Hogger is not here, it's a 5v4. Hogger's pushing bot lane. I could be able to clear that up. And in the chat, I don't know, from what you type, there is obviously no voice with that, but I'm going to say that they are beautiful. No matter what. Because I know when I'm cheating. Word's going to be cleaned up. I have already seen. I have cheated at the game. Ha ha ha. Halftime show is achieved. Not too much of a lead, actually, for Granit Gaming, who will actually gain the halftime show first as they grab their Bruiser Camp 2. They move into the defensive positions, though. Problem is, that Bruiser Camp for 30k is pushing in the bottom lane. That's where the issues come in, because that's core pressure. So the longer they wait, the harder it's going to be. Granit Gaming, they're going to send Sonya down to defend. They've got Hogger up in top lane as well, grabbing little bits of XP. Level 19 just around the corner for 30k, but it's still enough time for Granit Gaming to wait this out and put themselves in a position where they might be able to go further. There's the stun. Double stun. Nintori comes in with the Hoarder Pole, will disengage, but immediately his team is still going, and Nintori is nowhere near. Miscommunication. Dragon Arrow comes out, though, and it's good. Further focus onto Nintori. They do double stack. Divine Shield and Honor Defender. A disastrous play. Exactly what we said they couldn't do, as 30k are going to begin to retreat. They just burned two of their biggest abilities and found nothing for it. The Immortal will be won by Granit Gaming, but the Mercenary is pushing onto the core. Granit Gaming, they've got to get home ASAP. Catapults are with these mercenaries. Nick may have been a bit greedy there. Step it up. Takes a huge chunk of damage, but will sustain his way through. The core will be protected. Minion waves are spawned, and they will make it back in time to clear. That is almost a 50% shield Immortal. Great play by Granit Gaming. One of their first Immortals of the game. They're even going to make it mostly back. Everyone except Sonya is here to help push with this. Granit Gaming, they gotta get some structures here. If they get some structures, they set themselves up for level 20. Half a level away from 30k. But this passive XP is so important for Granit. They've got to get something, and they can just go as far as they can here, because they just need to find as much value as they can before level 20 is hit for 30k. So they're trying to take out towers, they're grabbing anything that gives them XP, but they don't want to take any more risks. The Immortal's too low, they can't afford to die here, they will lose the game. They got a lot of XP. They're going to try and rush top and grab that fort as well. But, of course, the reaction from 30k is to do the exact same thing. Rush up top, defend that fort, prevent that from being gained. They're about to hit 20, and Granit Gaming, their time's up. They have to get this camp and get out of there, because they are about to be engaged on. 30k want to take that level 20 fight. 30k right now, their objective is to either kill the Granit Gaming and end the game, or grab top keep. They'll get top keep. The question is, will they get Granit Gaming on the way out? There's that redemption. Shield of Hope for the Ariel. Farflight Quiver, we already mentioned. Seraphim and Big Red Button. This keep is doomed. It will die. There is nothing that can be done about it. Right now, Granit Gaming, they go to live, and if they find someone out of position, they go for a kill. Just because they're a talent down doesn't mean they can't fight. They just need to fight on their terms. Problem is, their terms are looking less and less right now because they keep dying. And they're running out of buildings. Bigger button keeps the lanes pushed. They do have a lot of wave clear to Granit Gaming, and that's going to be a big saving grace for them. Sonya clears very fast, so does Hogger and Hanzo. This gives them a lot of potential to keep themselves in this game, as long as they can send someone back quick enough. Even Muradin with this build. But the gank on the Svemgrotta is very bad timing. Dragon Arrow comes out, and Svemgrotta still on the run here, trying to buy time, but he's taken out by Tychus. And here's the retreat, with Granit Gaming losing a member. If they lose one more, this could be GG. He saves the Dwarf Toss and the Avatar, but the body blocks from Liam sets it up beautifully. And now in a 5v3, Granit Gaming overextending to clear the waves. This is looking very shaky. They put Nintori in to try and hold back as best they can, but with Fury low and Azerite low, they try to dive in. They chose to not go all the way. But the health bars are actually low enough that it looks like Granit Gaming will survive. The problem is 30k are just going to get the Immortal now. And that's going straight to core. And right now, that's looking like to be 100% shield Immortal. And that is just not feasibly clearable by Granit Gaming in the position that they're in. Gonna grab themselves a Bruiser Camp. They need level 20. They gotta find it somewhere, and then they have to fight past the Immortal, win that fight very quickly, and go for an end. Clearing the Immortal, and then turn around, try and get some rush down bot lane, and see what they can do. Shield is down. Immortal. They actually back away. 30k. They want their Bruiser Camp as well. They want double lane. They want extra pressure. They want to end with this. And we do see Granit Gaming trying to make the one move they can. They need to fight. They can't afford to wait. They can't afford to just take shield of the Immortal. They've got to get kills. Dragon Arrow lands, but it only hits the Odin, which is in a unstoppable frame, so he gets out. Nintori dropped low with a big red button. Odin will finish off the Immortal during it. Scatter Arrow is good. Damage output is solid, but this fight is looking real shaky. Nick backs away. Skoog does not land Stormbolt. Dwarf Toss is used, and that Immortal is very healthy. Health bars are pretty much non-existent for Granit Gaming. They have to find an opportunity to engage, because if not, it's game over. Down goes Sonya. Skoog's going to be taken out. They chase him down. Avatar will be burned, but they take out Nick instead. That's all the damage output, and this Immortal is crashing straight into Granit Gaming's bot lane, and that will be GG. A 3-0. Going over to 30k as they crush through and race down the Immortal. Skoog is here and Yasuo is here, but pre-level 20, they did everything they could. The XP was nowhere near them. They tried to take a fight before the Immortal, but they could not find the time and they couldn't find the angle. GG, and well played by 30k. .30k taking the win in game number 3. And they're able to claim that series for their own. Very nicely done by them. And with that, they went 11-0. Double support wins again. I didn't actually correlate the stats, but I'll try and correlate them for... I'll try and correlate all the stats for the playoffs. I've used the word correlate too much. But I'm curious how much of a win rate double support has compared to other compositions. I'll have to check that out. Have to see what statistics that tells us. But either way, 11-0 at the end there. 2 Hoggers, 2 losses for Granit Gaming. Dragging down the Hogger win rate for everybody. I'm kidding. That was just such good play by 30k. They targeted so well, and they played that beautifully. Very much a fan. Really gaining value. Huge fan of that. Very nicely played. And with that, 30k are secured. With a 3-0, they are secured in 4th seed. Meaning that they are now looking solid for the playoffs. They only have to play 1 ladder game before the playoffs. Sidestep Kings now, they are also guaranteed to not be overtaken by Granit Gaming. Even if Sidestep Kings go 0-3 today, they are guaranteed 5th. Meaning that no matter what, the bottom of the table is in set. It is completely certain now that 8th place on the group stage is Chili Mountain. 7th place, and therefore the first game of the playoffs, will be Simplicity. Granit Gaming are 6th. 5th is Sidestep Kings, and 4th is 30k. Those are certain. Nothing can change that now. The only thing that can change is the fact that Wild Hearts could fall below Oxygen. Wild Hearts could, in theory, fall below Oxygen here if they get anything. If Wild Hearts lose, they go below Oxygen. If they win, they stay in second. That is the only position on this table that can change, and that will be in our next series. So I hope you're all excited for that. So, I'm going to check out if there's an interview happening. It doesn't look like there is yet. So, our first series is already over for today. We're going to be getting ready to jump into series number 2, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to head us to a break screen, and when we come back... Oh, I need to change my names, actually. I can't head to a break screen yet. Oopsie doozy. Let's do that quickly. Change the logos. Whee! Where is Wild Hearts logo? I have too many stuff. I need a separate folder for CCL logos. Really got to be more sensible with that stuff. Feels bad. Alrighty, and the last one is side step kings. Set logo. The other crown, to make everyone's job very confusing. Because of course, feels good. Alrighty, resize the logos to make them look nice and not clogging up everything on the screen. That looks alright. That look alright. And a little bit less. The tip of the Sidestep King's crown takes up a lot of space. There we go. That looks good. Remove the glow from underneath Wild Hearts because they don't need it. Alrighty, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to head to a break. When the interview starts, I will take you to that. But afterwards, don't go anywhere. When we return, we will be back with Wild Heart Esports versus Sidestep Kings. And also, we are only 28 subs from our 150 sub goal before Christmas. And this might be the last day I stream before Christmas. We'll see what's happening tomorrow. Thank you all very much for watching. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more games. Watching on YouTube, hit that membership join button. And if you're enjoying the show, consider subbing or donating via the links below the stream or video. Thank you very much, and see you all in a moment.